So, Ice Cube has sold out Black America by signing up with the Trump administration. Really? Seriously? All right. Whatever. Okay, cool.
You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
All of last week, Ice Cube was on social media, Twitter platforms, and actually in the mainstream media as well, because of what I would say, a very cleverly and deceptive tweet that was put out by a woman, I think Katrina something, and she's a member of the Trump administration, yeah? And this tweet had two results, or came with two results, right? One was to, in my opinion anyway, that is, the person that put this tweet out was putting it out there to stick it to Joe Biden. Because as we know, Joe Biden's been going around with rappers and getting celebrities, black celebrities like your Cardi B's and Lizzo's and so forth and so on, to come out there trying to champion for him to show that he's black and this, that and the other. Or to show how down he is. Not that he's black, but how down he is, should I say. Right? So the idea that, so the fact that Ice Cube responded to a request by both parties, and then he responded to Trump first because Trump came with a better plan, or came with a, let's say, a better option, not a better plan, but a better option, right? It kind of like upset the Joe Biden side of the game.
Campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black America. That's what I did. I'm not playing no more of these games, these political games. We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans. So I'm going to whoever's in power, and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves.
The other result was the fact that a lot of black people, in their short-sightedness, because black people can be so fickle at times, yeah? In their short-sightedness now, they've just gone with, and I suppose it's a trust issue, I suppose, but they've just looked at it and gone, oh my God, I can't believe he turned his back on us, in that kind of way, without thinking about it for 2 seconds. You know what I mean? And it just made me laugh, to be honest with you, because no, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm going to wait and kind of like, I'm going to kind of wait and see how things play out kind of person. You know what I mean? And that's why I haven't done the video up until now, because when I first saw the story, I was like, Ice Cube, seriously? Now, I don't know the guy like that, but okay, let me see how it plays out. Right. Whereas I think for me, what was happening is that a lot of the people that were quick to jump on the the Ice Cube's turncoat and stuff like that, and Ice Cube's gone MAGA and Ice Cube's a Trump now. For a lot of the black people who were coming out and saying that, they were very, what I would say, they were very democratic. Is it democratic? They were on the democratic side of the game, yeah. And the fact that they, I think, knowing that Ice Cube was such a big player when it comes to being a black icon, yeah, as in a guy that's been 30 years in the game and black people know who he is and they all respect him and stuff like that, to see him even consorting with what they would consider the enemy is a big blow for them, you know what I mean? Because they're going around, like I said, they're trying to get all these Cardi B's and Lizzo's, what black people don't care about. To be honest with the honest truth is, black people they couldn't give a monkeys about Cardi B or Lizzo, because they think that she's not black as far as they're concerned. Right. So all that's gone on, right? And it's turned out that he hasn't when the truth kind of comes to light now, it turns out that he hasn't become a turncoat, or he hasn't sold out at all. Right. And let me kind of like give you a breakdown of what's going on for those who don't know. So Ice Cube is coming up with his plan, and he's called it the CWBA, which is contract with Black Americans.
I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves.
Democrats don't seem like they got a plan. Republicans don't seem like they got a plan for us. So how the hell are you going to vote for them? Make them earn that vote. They can start today. They ain't got it yet. They can start today. Make them earn that vote, man. Stop playing with these people, and they'll stop playing with you.
For far too long, yeah, right? When it comes to election time and things like that, the black people have always voted for the Democratic Party without getting anything tangible in return, right? Yeah, there's a statistic that goes out that shows for the last, how many, going back to the 60s or 70s, I think, where you can show that the Democratic vote by black people is very high, right? And in return, they've got nothing. Whereas other groups, Latino, Hispanic, Asians, and so forth, when they've kind of like when they've kind of said, "Well, we want this," they've either got it, or at least they've had some kind of policy put down in paper. So what he's been saying, and what a lot of other black Americans are saying, is, look, we're not having that no more, right? We want tangibles. If you want our vote, right, we want to see something tangible on the table that we can say, right, okay, then you've done this specifically for black people and nobody else. Because like I says, under the umbrella of people of colour, it seems that every other group seems to get what they want, right? And then whatever's left over, the black people can have, which is like literally giving them scraps, right? So he's put together a plan that says, look, this is what we want. Now, the thing is, Ice Cube's been doing that on the background for a little while now still. So, and it's been gathering momentum, let's say, because there have been lots of other people. Ice Cube's not the only one, yeah, but there've been a lot, but he's happens to be the most kind of, let's say, famous one, yeah. So, and what it is that the Trump and both Biden have kind of cottoned on to this and got wind of it, yeah. So they've contacted him first, right, and saying, because at the end of the day, I don't know what it is about the black vote, but both sides are vying for the black vote so badly, yeah. And I think the reason is because, how I would say, if Donald Trump gets the black vote, then he knows for sure, right, he's massacred Joe Biden, right. They've won it straight up, and I think that Joe Biden, he also knows that too. Because, like I says, if you look at years gone by, the Democrats have always had a black vote, and now that the black vote have said, well, no, we're not just going to vote for you just because you're Democratic no more. We want something tangible. If you don't come with nothing tangible, we're going to vote somewhere else, and that other place else happens to be Trump. It's not that they fancy Trump anymore. The truth is, most black people in America know that, you know what, it's a situation of the lesser of two evils. It's not that they want to vote for Trump, or it's not that they want to vote for Biden, but if just like everybody else, if you've only got two to choose from, then you're going to pick the one that's going to be better for you, not the one that you've been voting for years that haven't done nothing for you. So starting to digress a bit, but so anyway, so he's put together this contract. They've both contacted him, right? And they've said, and he's said to them, look, okay then, here's what my contract says, or here's what my contract's going to be. I don't know what it says, I don't know what's in it, but he said, look, you want to talk to me now. And what you'll find is that Joe Biden said, okay, then I'll talk to you about your contract after the election. And people saw, what kind of con game is that? Right? So you want me, because at the end of the day, if he gets, because if Ice Cube signed with Joe Biden and brings all of that black support with him, then he's kind of cool, right? But then if he does that before the election, right, and says, right, okay, we'll sit down, then he's got something to talk about. But to say that he's going to do it after the election, no one's falling for that. No one's falling for that. It reminded me of what happened to the students in England. In 2000 and what year was it? 12, something like that. I can't remember what year it was now. 10? I don't know. Right. But anyway, you had the Tories now signed up with what? I can't remember his name. The Tories and one of the other parties, they did a coalition thing, right? And they said, we and the coalition party said, look, we will make sure that the students don't have to pay any more in their education grant. The university fees. We're going to make sure that the university fees stays low. And all the university students said, okay, cool, we'll run with that. And then as soon as they got into power, oh yeah, you know about that university fee thing? Yeah, well, that's not going to happen anymore, right? No one's falling for that no more. So for Biden to say, okay, you sign up with us now and then we'll talk about your policy after? Nah, yeah? And what Trump's administration did, they said, well, okay then, we'll have a look at your policy now, yeah? And what it is that they already had some kind of policy of their own that was catered around black people because they know they want the black vote, right? So when they said to Ice Cube, okay, then let's have a look at yours, they saw something they liked in it, or they saw something they fancied in it and said, okay, then we'll take this on board and we'll manipulate ours. Do you mind if we kind of like sample a little bit of what you've done and add it to our own? And he's just said, yeah, go on then, run with that. Yeah, cool. And that's all they've done, but they've said that they'll do it before the election, right? And to me, what they're doing is they're securing, or they're trying to make sure that they can secure at least a decent black vote, right? And that's it. Excuse me. And that's it. So, like I said, the fickle black people, or let's say the black people who are, let's say, on the Democratic side of the game now, they've all decided to attack Ice Cube, right, by telling his turncoat, rather than what I would say, attack the woman who put the tweet up in the first place, because she's the one that came with the deception. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's why Ice Cube's been trending all week. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. You know what I mean? I don't know if you follow American politics like that, or if you're a fan of Ice Cube. But do you think that he's a turncoat and he's secretly siding with Trump and stuff like that? Or, like myself, do you think that he was looking for the best option, or going with the best option? You know what I'm saying? But let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes.